and gentlemen. On behalf of Valencia Cove and the Valencia Cove Art Salon, welcome to Sounds of the Season. I told all my friends to clap at whatever I say. Okay, my name is Lainey Brooks, and it is my pleasure to guide you through tonight's performance by the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band, a band that has been entertaining audiences in the Boynton Beach area for over 40 years. A band comprised entirely of volunteer wind and percussion players, a band that thoroughly enjoys bringing its audience an evening of delightful music. Without further ado, please welcome our talented artistic director and conductor, Barbara Rubenstein. And please rise and join us in singing our national anthem. Is titled Sounds of the Season, one of the happiest times of the year, a time when we celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year, a time of joy. So let's get this party started with the energetic, festive fanfare for the holidays, known for its powerful brass opening and its joyful incorporation of joy to the world. Satoshi Yagasawa compose a piece for wind orchestra titled Amaranthus and dedicate it to a Mr. Kikuo Atrashi on his 70th birthday. It actually makes a lot of sense when you dig a little bit further and find the answer, which is how a lot of excellent music is composed, with a story behind it. The story here is that Mr. Kikuo Atrashi was a notable Japanese figure, primarily recognized for his influential role as the conductor of the renowned Tenri High School Wind Orchestra in Japan, inspiring generations of musicians, including composers who dedicated works to him, like the piece you are about to hear, Amaranthus by Satoshi Yagasawa. And why the title Amaranthus? Because the amaranthus flower is long-lasting, symbolizing immortality, unfading love, enduring friendship, and good luck. Oh my goodness, give me an amaranth flower right now. But I digress. Again, the amaranth flower is a long-lasting, symbolizing immortality, unfading love, enduring friendship, and good luck. Just like the friendship and encouragement Atrashi gave the young Yagasawa when he had doubts and needed it most. What better way to return the love and friendship and encouragement given to him than by composing Amaranthus? And why include this song in today's concert? Just like the amaranth flower, these are the emotions we hope to instill always, especially at this time of year, enduring friendship and goodwill. And so we are very grateful to Mr. Mark Humphreys and Bravo Music for gifting this arrangement to us, Amaranthus. incredibly talented jazz performer, Donna Singer. But first, a few facts about Donna and why we love her so much. Donna was born in the Bronx. Okay, I guess I can stop right there, right? Raised listening to jazz, graduated from the New York Academy of Theater Arts, and later studied at Juilliard. Donna has recorded several albums, has been nominated for a Grammy, and has performed throughout Europe. But best of all is that Donna is here with us tonight, performing a brand new arrangement of a song composed by her husband, Roy Singer, with lyrics written by their friend Carol Bell from New York City. We are honored to have Roy and Carol here with us this evening to hear this arrangement. Please welcome Miss Donna Singer performing La Di Da. Wait a minute. Okay. Performing La Di Da and Ho Ho Ho. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Donna Singer, Roy Singer, Carol Bell, thank you. Do You Hear What I Hear is a classic holiday song espousing goodness, love, and the wish for peace throughout the world. In fact, the song, composed in October 1960, written as a plea for peace during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Raise your hand if you knew that. Oh my God, there's somebody back there. But I thought the rest of you didn't. See all the new things you learn when you come to one of our concerts? Do You Hear What I Hear tells a story loosely based on the story of the Nativity of Jesus, although his name is never mentioned. A night wind tells the little lamb about a star, following which the little lamb tells his young shepherd that he hears a loud song. They are each led to a mighty king to tell him about a child in the cold and to ask him to bring the child some gold and silver. The mighty king proclaims a prayer of peace and announces that the child will bring goodness and light. This familiar carol has been arranged for us tonight by clarinet section leader Jim St. Clair. Please join me as we welcome him to the podium to conduct Do You Hear What I Hear? A Hanukkah celebration more than 21 centuries ago, and against all odds, a small band of faithful Jews defeated one of the mightiest armies on earth, driving the Greeks from the land and reclaiming the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. When they sought to light the temple's menorah, they found only a single cruse of oil that had escaped contamination by the Greeks. Miraculously, the one-day supply burned for 8 days, and that is why Jewish people all around the world celebrate the 8 days of Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Light. Let's all enjoy the music that celebrates this festive Jewish holiday, including Hanukkah, Rock of Ages, Who Can Recall, Oh Hanukkah, and of course, the dreidel song. which time we hope you will feel free to introduce yourselves to the members of our band, to learn about their instruments, and to wish each other happy holidays. You may also want to use this time to scoot to the bathroom as quickly as possible because, as you will recall, I just said this is a brief intermission. Okay, Leroy Anderson's sleigh ride has the brisk charm of a winter scene in some Currier and Ives print. The horse-drawn sleigh moving gaily over the snow to the sound of the sleigh bells and the occasional crack of a whip. The piece was first performed in 1949 by Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops and was such a hit that it had to be repeated immediately for the audience. It has become a Christmas-time classic, although Anderson claims he composed it during a sweltering August heat. Now let's go on our very own sleigh ride. Welcome back to the podium, Artistic Director and Conductor Barbara Rubenstein. Messiah is George Frederick Handel's most famous creation. The work is divided into 3 parts which address specific events in the life of Christ. The Hallelujah Chorus, which we are about to hear, concludes the second of the three parts. Handel conducted Messiah many times, often altering the music to suit the needs of the singers and orchestras he had available to him at the time. Therefore, no single version can be regarded as the authentic one. In fact, many more variations and rearrangements were added in subsequent centuries, even one by Mozart. In many parts of the world, it is tradition for the audience to stand during the Hallelujah chorus. In fact, legend has it that King George II was so moved by the music that he stood to his feet when he heard it, requiring that his subjects follow suit. But not to worry, since there is some doubt over the accuracy of this story, we will not require you to stand today as the band performs Handel's Hallelujah Chorus. Passum Noel is a piece arranged by Larry Clark that combines the famous canon Donna Nobis Passum and the popular carol The First Noel. His purpose was to come up with a new way to present music for the holiday season that would be interesting both for the musicians as well as the audience. He also combined the titles so that it could be loosely translated as Peace for Christmas. Certainly that is something that everyone wishes for around the holidays. Peace on earth and kindness to all. Here is a Passum Noel. Hebraic melodies, including Shalom Aleichem, may your coming in and your going forth be in peace. Sibion, the dreidel song, Hatifa, the national anthem of Israel, Ma'otzur, Rock of Ages, and the ever-joyful Havana Gila. Peace on Earth was introduced in 1955 at a California retreat made up of young people from a variety of backgrounds devoted to developing understanding through education, discussion, and working together. When they came down from the mountain, these inspired young people brought the song with them and began sharing it with their families, their friends, their neighbors, beginning an amazing journey around the globe, ultimately finding its way here to Boynton Beach and Valencia Cove. Let there be peace on earth. to be over here. Okay. And now, a few words from the most talented member of the Gold Coast Band Organization, Barbara Rubenstein.
I don't know exactly about that, but okay, thank you. And good evening. I hope that you have been enjoying our presentation of the sounds of the season. Thank you so much for coming out this evening and being such a terrific and gracious audience. We appreciate it. I know that there are many loyal Gold Coast Band fans here at Valencia Cove, but are there any of you who are hearing our band for the first time? Wow, quite a few of you. Well, I certainly hope that this is not your last time that you'll be hearing us. All of you, if you have friends or relatives who were unable to join us this evening, we will be repeating this performance on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock at the Coral Lakes Performance Theater. Information and tickets can be obtained on our website, and that is www.goldcoastband.org. So take a visit to the website, get your tickets, tell your friends all about what they missed here this evening. One major difference on Sunday is that during our second half, we will be joined by the Robert Sharon Chorale, who will be presenting a few songs of their own, but joining us for several of our selections. Let There Be Peace on Earth that you just heard, obviously the Hallelujah Chorus, and Hachem Noel. So we will be combined with them. So if you saw me doing a lot of this, like I didn't want the band to get loud, and you thought, gee, I think that really should be stronger and louder, and that's a big part. Well, it's because we don't want to drown out the chorale, and we were kind of using this as a practice tonight to make sure we got our balance correct for that. So we hope that we will see some of you or some of your friends on Sunday. And then we also hope that you will join us on February 22nd when our next concert will be Going for Gold, a concert of Olympic proportions. So come to see us at Coral Lakes Performance Theater. That is where we will be performing this season. This evening's concert would not be possible without the tremendous efforts of Steve and Lainey Brooks. They initiated this endeavor. They made the logistical plans and arrangements, did publicity, sold tickets, worked setup, etc., etc. They are better known as the Brooks Production Company. I know they also had assistance from several residents here and staff members here, particularly Paula Turkle in our food section. Our sincere thanks to everyone who helped to make this performance possible. Our band is supported in part by the City of Boynton Beach Recreation and Parks Department, and we also wish to thank the First Presbyterian Church in Boynton Beach, where we rehearse every week. Let's have another round of applause for our terrific vocalist, Donna Singer. And what about these amazing musicians up here? Thank you so very much for allowing us to share our gift of music with you at this holiday season. Please join me in thanking and welcoming back to the microphone our delightful announcer, Lady Brooks, as we now invite you to become part of our presentation.
I also, just an additional thanks to the Valencia Cove Art Salon for helping make this possible. And to our volunteers, Deb Sherwin, Shelley Benjamin, and Marilyn Goldman, and especially to Harvey Stoller and Ted Goodwin for sound and lighting and all of that. Okay, we end our concert with a holiday sing-along, because after all, what would a holiday concert be without a holiday sing-along? And you all have pages, and if not, I have more, but I'm not giving them out. Okay. And here is how we're going to do this. Each song has its own short musical introduction, after which our conductor will cue you to sing. That means you will all be singing together, in unison, as one, not on your own beats. I promise you, you will sound amazing, just like our musical evening has been. Okay, let's bring it. we say goodnight with our Jingle Bells Forever. Happy holidays to all. Thank you and good night. Happy holidays.
First of all,